Hello, and thank you for tuning in, Roseward, Stampersdelight.com. Thank you so much for joining me. So I know I'm usually on Friday mornings, and I did put that message out there that I wasn't going to be on this morning. Had a bit of a migraine for the last couple of days. Hi, Steph. How are you? It actually worked to my advantage, or to everybody's advantage, maybe, I don't know, because we had no power. Our power went out last night at midnight, and we didn't get back till this afternoon. So it actually worked out better that I was on tonight. Hi, Denise. Hey, Linda. Thank you for tuning in. So it's kind of nice to change things up a little bit, too. You know, you're used to seeing me on Friday mornings. Now you can see me Friday night. Hi, Marlene. Yes, I am feeling better. Thank you, Vicky. Yes, today is my 20th anniversary with Stampin' Up. You know what that means? I'm giving away one of those mini embossing machines at the end of my live today. Thanks, Patricia. Yes, feeling much better, much better. So before we get started, yes, today is my 20 years with Stampin' Up. It's been a great ride. Met a lot of great people in the home office, customers, team members, all of you that tune in to watch me. I really appreciate everything you do for me, including sharing my videos, regardless of whether you order from me or not. Sharing my videos and just watching and commenting really helped me. So thank you so much for that. And here's to another 20 years. Oh, thanks, Denise. Hey, Pam. Hey, Jill. All right, so we are going to get started. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, or whatever you're drinking tonight. I'm actually drinking water. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera. And again, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. This is my host code for March. If you'd like to place an order with me and it's less than $150, use that host code. If you'd like to join my team, we got an awesome team going. And that just go to Stampers Delight for either one of those. Either join the team or order. Shop online. Thank you, Patricia. Yes, definitely share my videos. Hi, Rachel. Good morning, Elizabeth. So what I'm going to do today, and I actually had something totally different picked out, and then my paper pumpkin came yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I forgot what it was. Anyway, so I decided to flip it around and do this tonight. And what I had planned on doing, I'll do on my YouTube video live on Monday night. Now, I just got this carousel thing, and I need to roll it around here so I have all my tools in front of me. Okay, so let's get started by opening this. Okay, so this is the paper pumpkin for this month. Now, remember, you can order the paper pumpkin to be delivered to your home. You can order it month to month or do a subscription. And then it's 8 cards, and they show you 4 here and 4 there. So I always like to do at least one of the way they show you to do it. And then I always like to change things up. The thing I like about it, too, is on the back side, it does give you the colors, coordinating colors. It also tells you what's in there. And then there was a little goodie in this one this time, and it was some stencils. All right, so I'll be giving those away, too, at the end of this video. So you're going to want to stay tuned. All right, so let's get started. Now, what I can tell you is I don't read directions. I look at pictures, and I can kind of figure it out from there. So we're going to leave this here for a second. So in the box, we got a sponge. We got a Calypso Coral ink spot. This is the stamp set, and let's see, I'll put this on it so hopefully you can see it. You know, there's a lot of light there shining through. So it says, here's to you, congratulations, happy birthday. May your journey through life take you to many adventures and exciting places, and all the best for a happy, healthy, prosperous year. So these are the stamps that come with it. We're going to put that away over here because I already opened one and did some things with it, and this is my extra. So the extra things that came with this one are these masks. Okay, now mine are open, so I'm just going to bring them over and show you the opened ones, okay? So here are the mask pieces. There's stars, some rolling hills. And you know, we have the masks in our larger size in the catalog. A sunburst. You can't hear me? Can anybody else not hear me? Can everybody hear me okay? Rachel says she can't hear me. I might be able to turn this up. I just don't want to. Oh, you can hear Vicky? Okay. All right. As long as I know it's not me. I mean, I can shout, but I think I have this up as high as it goes. And then we have some clouds. As long as everybody can hear me. Rachel, check your settings. Okay, so there's the mask that came with it. So inside, of course, we got the tissue paper. I always like to keep that, always need that. All right. Put this out of the way. And I'm just going to tear this puppy right open. Now, if you've already gotten yours, because a lot of times I get mine a little later. It was a little earlier this time. And you haven't done the whole kit yet, you're going to want to watch this because I like to do a lot of different things with this. So we got some twine and we've got some dimensionals. You can hear me too? France? Good. Okay. And then we've got these liners, the envelope liners. And of course, these great envelopes. I love this craft color. And then, of course, the directions. And then you have 4 of each. So you got these 4 cards, all the same. And you have the peacock, pretty peacock. Remember, pretty peacock is going away. So you want to order everything that you can now. So we got 4 of those. And, of course, these go with the peacock. Good evening, Holly. We got some die cuts for the sentiments. We got some clouds. And then we got some trees. And a lot to do. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside for a second. So let me bring in the cards that they show you how to do. Okay, now you notice my liner's not in there. Okay, that's because I played around with some of the liners. So this is the card from right here. I'm going to move that out of the way for a second. This... Okay, it doesn't want to go. There we go. This is the card right here. Okay, and that's exactly how they show you how to do it with the twine. And I'll have still shots on my blog later and on Facebook. That's the way they show you to do it. And of course, I just put the inside saying with the little birds. Here's something. You can look at those. They look like birds. If you did them in black too, I think they might look like little bats. So you can hold on to those for Halloween. So that's this one. Then I did this one. And of course I put the liner in here. Okay. And then this is the second card that they show you how to do. Hey, Diane from Arizona. And again, I did this stamp the inside. So those are the cards that they show you. Now I'm going to put these aside right here. I'm going to show you a couple of variations of that. So let's start with this one. Same idea, adding a little bit more. Adding some of that baker's twine under here. And adding some of the Winkastella to the clouds. A few more birds up here. And look at that. It just changes the look, right? Now, I'm not sure if you can see these. Remember, I'll have still shots later on. Now this one, here is the liner in that. Okay. And here's the same card. Same exact thing, really. The only thing I did different was I added a couple of our bumblebee embellishments. Just a subtle little change. Oh, thank you, Linda. Linda's been sending me a lot of ideas to do. Thank you, Linda. So there's like one little step up on that. All right, now going a little further with this one, what I did was instead of using these clouds, I used the clouds from the mask, the stencil, and I used our embossing paste. So same idea, okay? But instead I put a strip here of, this is Seaside Spray. And I added the clouds in the embossing paste. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Yes, I am, Meg. Thank you. Hi, Cindy. Yes, Winkastella is magical. The thing I also like about this set is the stamp. Okay, let me bring that one in. The other thing about doing this on Friday night is that I don't feel so rushed because I don't have to go to work. This stamp right here, if you stamp it once and you make a mistake and like part of the stamp doesn't show up, you can just stamp it a few more times and get some depth in there. I'm not saying I made a mistake. So there's another little change for you, another little step up. Then I got a little bit more. What I did was, instead of using the liner as a liner, I cut it into strips. And this is that slider card that I did last week. So I cut the liner. I took a 4 1/4 by 11, folded it in, and made one of those front slider cards. So I cut this piece smaller, and then I used the liner for the background. What do you think? Okay, so it goes like this instead. So just a little slider card, and of course this is the Calypso Coral. Now when I did that, what happens is, let me just put this back together. Of course I don't have to put it back together right now, but when you cut this piece here, of course that leaves this back here, so you have another piece to use on something else. And I'll show you what I did with that. So there's another alternative from this one. So let's see where I did. Oh, I can't show you what I did with that backside yet because that's the card I'm going to do. Okay, so here's another alternative. Thank you. For this card, what I did was I took a piece of regular size piece of the Pretty Peacock. Okay, so a regular piece of 8 1/2 by 11, or 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. You know, our normal size card. Here, let me. I get confused sometimes with measurements. I don't know why. So here's our regular size, right? And I just folded it in like this. All right. So I did that with our Pretty Peacock. I layered behind there. Okay, so let me explain it a little better. So I did this, right? This is just an old piece. Then I took, let's grab it so I can show you. I think showing you makes it a little more, makes more sense. Then what I did was I layered this on a piece of shimmery paper like that, and I sliced it right down the middle so that each side was on each flap. Make sense? So I put it together, layered it onto the shimmer paper, slid it right in half, and then glued it down onto each panel so that it opened up this way. It doesn't matter whether it was on Facebook or YouTube, Vicki, because I share them with both. But I'll send it to you later. And then, of course, I use those clouds and the happy birthday as like a little fold here. Okay, so make sense? Layered this onto another piece of 4 by 5 1/4. I cut it right down the middle, and then I glued it down onto my 2 panels, which were here. Okay? Just makes a quick, easy, fun fold. All right. Moving on. Then I took a piece of coral, or Calypso Coral. Again, I used the that front panel, and I cut one of the Pretty Peacock cards, and I just layered this. I wanted to get this over here. Let me grab that. And instead of putting the trees on, like this one has the trees here, I put it on this panel instead. So just mix and matching everything. Oh, thanks, Linda. So this panel, let's see the original. There's the original. And then I just added some trees to it, some baker's twine. Instead of doing a birthday, I did Here's to You. And of course, I used some of our rhinestones. Yeah, the trees really do make it pop. And then, of course, this is just Here's to You, so I didn't put anything on the inside. And then, of course, that goes with a regular envelope. All right. One of them are missing their envelope, but we'll find that later. Okay. So, the next one I did was, remember I said those liners, if you don't want to use those as a liner right here, Okay, these make beautiful cards. Okay, designer series paper. You can do something else with the envelope. Okay, but I love this. This one I wasn't too sure what I was going to be able to do with it. Kind of looked like books to me. But anyway, what I did was I took one of the envelope liners and I cut that to be 3 3/4 by 5. And then I layered it on a piece of Pretty Peacock and then Very Vanilla. So it was the 3 3/4 by 5. The Very Vanilla is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I layered that onto a piece of Pretty Peacock. And you can see that I used the oval or stitched oval fun frames. Let me grab those. I did put them here so I'd remember. So our stitched framelits is that middle piece, so it framed it out. And then I used our layering oval framelits to give it that little ruffle, or whatever you want to call it, scallop on the end. Okay. Oh, you like how I call them doodads on the demo tape, on the demo page? Yeah. Thanks. And then, of course, here's that great ribbon that is also going to be retired. So because I wasn't too crazy about this as a card, I got to thinking about it, but it kind of looks to me like more of a masculine card. So here's where I took those trees and I stamped it dark, and then I just kept stamping them off. And it looks like I just froze. So hopefully I'm going to go back on. Please. Ah, there I go. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I just froze for a moment. Okay. And there you have the inside. Okay. Let me just say up front, if I do freeze and totally frozen, I will come back on because we had to reset our internet because our power was out. So there's another card. All right. So those are quite a few alternatives. So let's get stamping because we got some things to do here. So let me show you. I'll show you first what the first card we're going to do. Okay. So this one, there it is. This is where I used that other piece of cardstock. Remember I said I cut it in half? All right, so I'm changing it up a bit though. So I've got one of those cards, okay? And what I did was I took a piece of Calypso Coral. Remember, this is a card that I cut in half, one of these. So if you cut these, the slider card, I used this part. So this part I used for there. Okay, so this is going to get layered right on here. And then here's those liners again, okay? Because it's just too pretty to throw out on an envelope, I think. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take some of that. Well, first I'm going to layer it, okay, right onto my cardstock here. Make sure I'm in camera view. I have to move it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take terracotta tile, which is also going to be retiring. And I'm just going to, this ribbon was never one of my favorites to tie. It's a little stiff, but it works to put it around the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put it around the card like this. I'm just hoping that the video stays as long as I am on. Okay. And that's going to go, as soon as I straighten it out, that's going to go right on top of here. So we might as well go ahead and do that. There's the start of it. Okay, then what I did was and I made myself an extra in case I make a mistake. I'm changing it up a little bit. This is just regular white or shimmery white. Here's my scallop piece, which is going to go right there. And here is that pearlized paper. So I can't wait myself to see how this is going to come out. Remember, I haven't done this one yet. So what I did, I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to bring in those masks. And the first thing I'm going to do is bring in this mountain. And of course, we've got the sponge. Now, you can use your blending brushes if you have the new blending brushes, or the old sponges, or the daubers. I'm going to bring in some Sahara sand. And I'm just going to blot this. Okay. You can use washi tape or a Post-it note if you want to keep it down. Lift that up. There's my first part, right? So then I'm going to go up a little bit more, and I'm going to get some of these in there. And I should have done it. See, that's why I wanted to change it. I didn't like that one because I want the sky up there. So let's start again. Forgot my sky. Okay, so I'm just going to start this again. Here we go. Definitely need some sky. Okay, so there's the first one. I'm going to move this over just a tad here and get some other ones in here. And you're going to see that it goes along that edge. Now there's a little bit there, but that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I am going to grab this and do a little bit more here. And then I think right about here. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yep, okay. I'm going to take the same sponge. I'm going to take my Seaside Spray. I hate to see that go away. And I'm going to dab some color up here. The other one went too far up. I forgot to put the sky in there. I'm just going to add a little sky in there. Okay. All right, now I'm going to bring in the pretty peacock and those trees. And I'm going to start right about here, I think. Let's see. Right about there. Just going to press that down. And then I'm going to move it. I'm not re-inking it. Just moving it down. I can even go back through and grab a little bit more if I want. And put even lighter ones there. Look at that. There you go. Can you see that? Let me bring it up. There's the trees. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep these all open. I am going to bring in those little wildflowers. And do the same thing, light and dark. And just keep putting them on there. Now for this one, I am going to change it up a little bit. I am going to grab a couple more. I'm going to put a little of the, I'm going to put some birds up here on this one. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to miss the Seaside Spray too. Okay, so let that dry for a couple minutes because that is on that pearlized paper. Okay, so I'm going to bring in those little die cuts here. I'm going to actually, let me just see something. Nah, I don't want that. I'm going to bring in the happy birthday. I'm going to bring in the peacock. And hopefully my head's not in your way. Is it? I'm going to do happy birthday. I think my head was. Okay, that didn't go over. I don't want that. I want that over a little bit further, so I'm sorry, but I'm sticking my head in the camera here so I can get this right. There we go. All right, I'm going to pop that happy birthday out. I'm going to grab some of those little not glue dots, the dimensionals, the mini dimensionals. And my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to grab a couple of these. We always need some masculine birthday cards, and I think this one really goes well. Okay, so leave that there a minute. Bring this back in. I am going to add some glue to this. Now I'm going to do it on either side so that it stays. I'm going to kind of put this down here, I think, this time. Okay, just to change it up a little bit. I'm going to flip that over. Put some of those dimensionals on there. Now, normally I would use my larger ones, but since the kit comes with the smaller ones, we might as well use them, right? So let's just do that. Hey, Kathy. Okay. And we're going to put that right here. I'm going to take that happy birthday. I'm going to center that just off a little bit. Right about there. Like that. Then I'm going to bring in some rhinestones. These are the holiday rhinestones. And I just had so many loose ones that I thought these light blue ones, I think they're the Coastal Cabana ones, I thought they looked really nice on this. Just spread them out a little bit. And then, of course, you could, like I did in this one, I did the clouds, and I did the trees, and then your sentiment. Okay, let's bring in a piece of cardstock. I didn't cut the sentiment out yet, so let's just do that. I got a piece of white, basic white, and I am just going to grab my paper trimmer. I actually have that mini one here. Let me use that one. Just gonna, whoop, that fell off. I don't think I pulled those pieces off. We'll put another one on there. There it goes. I don't think I pushed it down far enough. Okay, so I'm going to bring in that little mini paper trimmer that I have here. And I'm just going to use that. So I'm going to go at 4 inches here. It's just easier sometimes to use that. But then everybody wants to know where we got it, and they can't get that. You know what? I don't need that inside, do I? Never mind. I can use it. It's white. I forgot about that. Thinking I'm layering it. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and do the inside. Been a long day. What can I tell you? Okay. All the best for the coming year. Just hope I have this straight because I'm not standing up. I'm a stand-up stamper when I'm home. Okay, I'm going to bring in those trees again and just stamp it once. See what I mean? This is what I mean. If a piece doesn't stamp, don't worry about it. Just keep going over it as many times as you want, and you can re-ink it and just throw some more in there, and it just fills in beautifully. So there is an alternative for you. What a beautiful scenery, right? Now think about this. There's 8 cards, but if you slice all those cards up, okay, you can get 16, right? But if you use the inserts, you have 8 of those, you can get another, another 8 cards out of this. So it's like up to like 24, right? Oh, yes. Well, yeah, it would make a nice sympathy card. I don't want to get too excited about a sympathy card, but you're right. It would make a really nice sympathy card. Okay, so that was the first alternative. And I am looking for where I put the rest of them. I don't know where they went. Oh, there they are. Okay, now let me show you the next one. Okay, and I got to keep my hands clean. So when you cut this piece, you know how I like to use everything. So when you cut this piece up, okay, to make this card, or any of the cards, when you cut this piece right here, the 3 3/4 by 5, guess what you have left? You have this little lip left, right? Okay, so let me show you what I did with that piece, because I don't really want to throw anything out. This was my alternative for that leftover piece. So I used that mask that comes with it of the sun. I used one of those trees. There's that lip of flowers. And I made it into a card. And then inside, I didn't really like that I did that, but I'm keeping it that way. I was playing around with it. I like to play around and see if I'm going to like something, which I didn't. So actually, I would probably cover that up. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'll cover that right up because I didn't like the sun on the inside. I'm going to do that right now. Nobody will ever know. Okay. To decorate yes, definitely to decorate those masks are great to decorate the envelopes too. So there we go. Don't even see it now. And this is, again, on that pearlized paper. I hope it makes it into the new catalog because I absolutely love that. So what I did for that one, I took a piece of Pretty Peacock. But you know what? I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a regular card right now. I'll use the card base. Because I have them left over. So let's just go with the card base. All right. Then I have a piece of that pearlized paper. Okay, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then, of course, this piece. Now, you can do it any way you want. You can put it down there if you want it. But I kind of like that piece right there. Before I do that, I'm going to bring in that other mask, which is this one. And I'm just going to lay that right. I can go down further or up. I'm just going to lay it up a little bit so it's kind of right there. Okay, I'm eyeballing it. I'm going to take my sponge. I'm going to open my Daffodil-Delight. And I am just going to sponge this. Again, you can use a piece of washi tape or, so it doesn't do that, or a Post-it note. I like living dangerously, so I'm just using my fingers. Okay. And there you have it. Look how easy that was. This piece, I'm just going to layer right up here. So it looks like the sun is coming up from the flowers. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to adhere this right here. Remembering that I'm going to add some trees to it. So I'm just going to bring that right up here. I'm going to turn this around and just trim this off. So if you like that slide card, the slider card from the front, there is a video already out there how to do that. Okay, it'll give you the instructions. You're just using parts from the paper pumpkin to do it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to grab one of those die cuts that got buried. Okay, of the trees. Right here. Don't forget, I'm going to be doing the giveaways at the end of this. Don't go anywhere. It's exciting to see who wins. Okay, so there's our trees, and I'm just going to slide them under there first. So here's what I liked about this. Okay, I could kind of angle this so it looked like those, see, it kind of like goes down. I'm going to actually bring in my silicone mat here. I'm going to put some adhesive on this, just a little. Brushes are, yeah, well, the brushes are my favorite. Daubers I've never been that great of a fan of, but because the kit comes with the sponge, that's why I'm using the sponge. Okay, I prefer sponges over daubers and brushes over sponges. Okay, so there we go. We got that there now. Now we have the trees and we have the flowers. No flowers, I mean, yeah, well, these flowers. Okay, I am going to take, let's see. I'm going to take the twine, and I'm just going to roll this around my fingers a couple times. Can you purchase the sliders separate from the paper? I'm not sure what sliders do you mean? The sliders from the paper pumpkin. Not sure what you mean by the sliders. I'm just going to lay that down. I am going to bring in my, if I could hear my dies, my thing here. Move that over. Okay, I'm going to bring in the here's to you. Tish, let me know what you mean, okay? Because I'm not following you. I'm going to grab the Pretty Peacock. Here's to you. Again, if my head's in the way, I apologize. Here's to you. Pop that out. And then what I'm going to do is grab, well, I'll put some glue on this first, okay? And I'm just going to pick that up with the glue. There we go. Pressed it down a little harder than I wanted to, just to grab that. I'm going to flip it over. And then I'm going to grab my dimensionals. Yeah, I kind of thought that's what she meant too. You make the slider card, Trish, or Tish. The slider doesn't, the slider mechanism, you have to make that. And that's on one of my prior videos. I think that's what you mean. Thank you, Renee. You said used on the slider card. Okay, yes, so that is what you meant. The slider card is a fun fold that I did last week. So on YouTube, there's a video, and I'll send it to you if you can't find it. Last week, there was a front slider card, a front fold slider card. It shows you how to make that card. You don't get the slider mechanism with the paper pumpkin. Thank you, Renee. Yes, thank you, Renee. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to just flip it over, and I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down. And layer that right on top here. And again, I'm going to use my holiday rhinestones because I love the yellow in here to put with the sunrise, okay? So I just think that looks really nice. You can use any doodads you want, or none if you want. I just like to add a few on there. And then just, I'm leaving mine blank because it says here's to you, and I'll probably use this as some kind of a thank you card. So there's another idea for you. Oh, this one, you like this one? It's adorable. Thank you. All right, so let me just show you again. So there's those two. Remember, I have all of this left because I get 2 kits. I play with one ahead of time. All right, let's see. Just so you can get an idea. And I'll put the still shots. Okay, so here was one of the originals. Here's a step up. That's the one with the embossing paste. Here's a step up with just a few doodads. Here's the slider card. Okay, so the front panel slider card, you have to make this. I just cut the pieces up, Tish, if that makes sense. Let me bring it in again. This right here is this square. And then the designer series paper is from this liner. I just cut it to fit those front panels. If you want to know how to do this front panel slider card, you have to look at my video from last week. It's on YouTube. If you can search it on Facebook. It's on Facebook here too, but everything is on YouTube. Okay, so here's another. These are all the alternatives. And as soon as I'm done doing this live, I will be taking pictures and posting them, okay? There's another one. And again, here's another one that I made a fun fold. And all I did, I'll explain it again, was I cut this right down the middle and used it on each flap. It's directly in the center. That's all I did. I think that's the last of the alternatives. I'm sure I'll clean up my mess here. Oh, nope, there's another one. Is there another one? Yeah, there's another one with the Wink Estella. Oh, found another one. They just keep on coming. You can make so many cards with one kit. Remember, you get 8 cards. But if you cut the cards in half, that gives you 16. And then if you don't use the liners as liners, you can cut those as designer series paper and make some more. So, I hope you enjoyed these. Now, drum roll. Let's move this out of the way because I got a couple of things to do here. The first thing I'm going to do is I am giving away the first of 2 mini embossing machines, as I had said, from the orders that you placed in March 1st till yesterday, actually today. I put everybody's name in this little box. In this little box, there's all the names in there. There's quite a few in there, okay? And I am going to shake that up. Somebody is going to get a new mini embossing machine. Yay! Isn't that great? Okay, now here's the thing. Starting tonight until the what is Monday? Not this Monday. Let me see. I think I said the 29th. The 29th. Yeah. I'm giving away another one on March 29th on YouTube. I will pick another name from the orders received from tonight to the 29th, and I'll be giving one away. Okay? So I'm just going to stick my hand in here. Hey, Anita! Hey, Peggy! Okay, here we go. The winner of the first mini embossing machine is, are you ready? Sandra Snyder. Sandra Snyder, you're the winner of the mini embossing machine. Yay! Okay, Sandy, I will be emailing you. If you're not watching this live, I didn't see you on there, but oh my goodness. Congratulations. Congratulations, Sandy. And if you didn't win this time, you still have a shot at the next one. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these masks. I'm going to take this stamp set. I'm going to take the Calypso Coral. I am going to put them in this cute little bag, if it fits. It does. I'm going to put that right in there. Okay. Let me flip the camera back. Okay. I'm just going to fold that. I got one of my Stampersdelight stickers. Let me just peel that off. Make sure I grab the right. Okay, I'm going to put one of those cute little stickers right there. Look at that. And this is tonight's giveaway. Now, I had my Post-it notes here, and of course, now that everything's a mess, I can't find them. Oh, there they are. Okay, so I'm going to write, now I got to flip it this way so you can't see it. I'm going to write a number on here, and you're going to guess what number. Okay, I have a number on the back of this. On the back of this, I just put a number on the Post-it note. There's the Post-it note between my fingers. Start guessing 1 to 30. The first one who picks the right number will win this, and I'll mail it to you this weekend. Start guessing. Numbers 1 to 25. Hey, Cindy! How's Florida doing? Hey, Joanna. Hey, Pam. Okay, so start guessing. 1 to 25. The first one to guess it, I will say stop. Linda Knight Brady, stop. Linda Brady. Linda Brady guessed it first. There was 2 back-to-back, but Linda's popped up first. 20 years. So, Linda, you won this. I think I have your address, Linda, but could you just message me anyway? Congratulations to Sandy and Linda. I will be back on Monday night YouTube Live and with another great video and another good giveaway. So definitely check me out on YouTube Live at 7 p.m. on Monday night. And congratulations to the winners. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching and sharing. Have a great weekend and keep on stamping, Stampers.